A family in Mlolongo, Machakos County, is in deep mourning following the death of 3 young children who allegedly died after being given food laced with poison by their biological mother. The victims have been identified as 4-year-old Adrian Ochieng and 1-year-old twins Kayla and Kayla Kerubo. The incident occurred on Monday, after which the children's mother, Lynette Munala, fled the scene before later being arrested. According to police and family members, the children reportedly consumed the poisoned food on Monday morning while their father was away at work. Lynette Munala, who is a trained pharmacist and a housewife, is alleged to have prepared the food and given it to the children in the absence of her husband. Family members revealed that Munala and her husband Oyeyo had been experiencing marital difficulties in the recent past. Oyeyo confirmed that he had involved members of his family in an effort to reconcile with his wife just days before the incident allegedly took place. Investigations further revealed that Munala is said to have confessed to a friend about the incident before going into hiding. Detectives later tracked her down and arrested her at a hideout. She has since been held at Mlolongo police station. A post-mortem examination to determine the cause of death of the 3 children, Adrian Ochieng, Kayla and Kayla Kerubo, was conducted at Nairobi Funeral Home. The autopsy confirmed that the children died as a result of poisoning. However, additional samples were taken and submitted to the government chemist for further toxicological analysis. The suspect, Lynette Munala, was arraigned on Tuesday at Athi River Law Courts. During the court appearance, police were granted permission to detain her for 14 days as investigations into the matter continue. From this tragic news story out of Mlolongo in Machakos County, we are left not only with grief but with difficult lessons that demand reflection. At the center of the story are 3 young children whose lives were cut short under circumstances that continue to shock the nation. 4-year-old Adrian Ochieng and 1-year-old twins Kayla and Kayla Kerubo died after allegedly consuming food laced with poison in their own home. Their deaths remind us that danger does not always come from strangers or distant places. Sometimes it unfolds quietly behind closed doors within families that appear ordinary from the outside. One of the most striking lessons from this case is the vulnerability of children. Young children depend entirely on adults for protection, nourishment, and care. When that trust is broken, the consequences are irreversible.
This story reinforces the reality that children have no voice in moments of crisis, making early intervention by family, neighbors, and institutions critically important. It highlights the need for society to remain alert to warning signs within households, even when there are no visible signs of violence. The news also sheds light on the complexity of domestic relationships. According to family accounts, the parents had been experiencing marital challenges prior to the incident. Efforts toward reconciliation had reportedly taken place only days before the tragedy. This tells us that unresolved domestic conflict, if left unaddressed or unsupported, can escalate in unpredictable ways. While marital difficulties are common, this case underscores the importance of accessible counseling, mediation, and mental health support for families under strain. Another key lesson lies in the importance of mental health awareness. Although investigations are still ongoing and conclusions have not been reached, the nature of the allegations raises serious questions about emotional and psychological well-being. Mental health struggles often go unnoticed, especially among caregivers who are expected to remain strong for their families. This story emphasizes the need to remove stigma around mental health discussions and to encourage individuals to seek help before distress reaches a breaking point. We also learn about the role of professional responsibility. The suspect in this case is reported to be a trained pharmacist. While professional training does not equate to criminal intent, it raises concerns about access to potentially dangerous substances and the safeguards surrounding them. This highlights the importance of strict regulation, ethical responsibility, and accountability when it comes to handling substances that can cause harm is misused. From a legal perspective, the story reminds us of the importance of due process. Authorities have confirmed that a post-mortem examination established poisoning as the cause of death, while further toxicological analysis is ongoing. The suspect was arrested, arraigned in court, and granted a custodial detention period to allow investigations to continue. This demonstrates how the justice system works step by step, through evidence, forensic testing, and legal procedures, rather than through assumptions or public pressure. It reinforces the principle that justice must be guided by facts, not emotions. The case also teaches us about the dangers of silence. Reports indicate that the suspect allegedly confided in a friend before going into hiding. This detail raises a critical question. When someone expresses distress or confesses troubling intentions, how should others respond? This story underscores the responsibility of friends, relatives, and community members to act swiftly when confronted with alarming information. Silence or hesitation can sometimes carry devastating consequences.
On a broader level, this tragedy reflects the importance of community awareness. Families do not exist in isolation. They are part of neighborhoods, social circles, and support systems. When communities are attentive and responsive, they can play a role in preventing harm. This story encourages communities to foster environments where people feel safe speaking up, seeking help, and intervening when something seems wrong. Another lesson from this news is the importance of responsible media coverage. The story involves minors and deeply personal family matters. Reporting such cases requires sensitivity, restraint, and respect for both the victims and the ongoing legal process. How stories are told shapes public understanding and emotional response. Ethical reporting helps ensure that awareness does not turn into exploitation. Ultimately, what we learn from this tragedy is that prevention is as important as punishment. While the legal system focuses on accountability after harm has occurred, society must focus on identifying risk factors before lives are lost. Access to mental health resources, family counseling, community vigilance, and open conversations about domestic stress are all essential tools in preventing similar tragedies. As investigations continue, the focus remains on uncovering the truth and ensuring justice. But beyond the courtroom, this story leaves behind lasting lessons about care, responsibility, and the fragility of life. It reminds us that behind every headline are human lives, and that awareness, compassion, and timely support can make the difference between tragedy and prevention. Please subscribe for more stories.